What's up guys, it's Mike here and I'm back with another exciting tutorial. So in this tutorial we will be making a countdown timer, iOS inspired. So basically we're just making a timer, a simple timer like this one, and how to create this one. And I have two versions for it, this one and the other one I've playing with blurry background and added some drop shadows off the base layer. So without any further say, let's just make this quick as possible. So let's get started. So first, create a new layer, say 730 by 410 pixels. Next step is to drag a line at the center of the page, at the center of the canvas. So just to make sure it is centered, something like that will do. And next step will be create a shape using the ellipse tool. So go ahead and switch over to ellipse tool and create a new 120 by 120 pixels. Place it at the center and just make it center. Something like that will do. Next is hide the fill color and make this stroke to 5, and the color will be E1, E1, E1. So as you can see right there, there is the circle with a nice stroke. Next is drag a guideline at the edge of the shape and then create a new line. For this time, just make the fill color to, for the line. So just create a new layer, change the fill color to black and place it at the center. Now press Ctrl Alt T on the keyboard to show the controls and zoom in about 1200. See this pivot point right here, or something like a crosshair of a sniper. By holding Alt, let's move this at the bottom edge of the line. While it is on the bottom, go ahead and change the angle to 10 degrees. What that did is it makes the line rotate while the bottom is still on the right place. So press enter twice, and what you need to do is press Shift Control Alt T again, and this will copy what we did on rotating 10 degrees. So by pressing Shift Control Alt T a couple of times, this will create a spiral line shape and stop over right there. So zoom out and you will have something that looks like this. Now, one thing you need to do is to fix this path here because it's not really a straight line. It's pixelated. So what we can do is go ahead and select direct selection tool and just quickly fix this one. So by just grabbing the point there, just adjusting just to make it crisp as possible. Same thing to the other side, something like that will do. And what we can do now is to make this color, change the fill color to white, and that will create a nicely separated lines on our base shape. So what's next is to duplicate the base shape. So let's just name this one base. This will for spiral line, and the top will be gradient or the indicator. So what will we do with this is add a gradient. Go to blending options, gradient overlay, and check reverse, and let's add some gradient here. So location 25, 50, and 75. 75, hit enter, and let's just copy the coloring here. So for this shape, just to show you, I will just copy the gradient overlay here, and here is the right color. What you can do is just 90 degrees and hit on reverse. That will do. And for the color scheme, I provided a screenshot below so that you can grab the color. So just hit OK. And now what we're going to do is to hide the unnecessary part of the gradient. So to do this, we're going to mask this part. So press this mask here, add layer mask, and that will hide the unnecessary part we don't need. And then we're going to add a text. Let's make it as, let's see, 15 seconds, and make sure it is light, Helvetica light, and make the font bigger, about 60 pixels, and change the color to this one on the middle. And let's see, so 15, and let's add another text about 18 and say seconds, and change the fill color to 6666, and place it 15 pixels from the huge number there. Group this in time and place it on the center while selecting the both time and base layer, and select this to make it centered. And now you can actually turn this to about 14 to make it more, then align it again, and we have a nicely created timer right there. So what we can do now is to group this and duplicate it 4 times. So let's just spread this one, and for the distance about 20 pixels for each timer. 1 2 3 4. 1 2. And what we can do now is to group this, name this as timer, and place it on the center. Change the label to sec min r and days, and make sure it is centered as well. So for r, also for min, and we can change the time by just making it, for example, 30. Then to the layer mask, just reveal by filling with white. So 30 mins, and for the remaining R's, let's say about 9. So 09, and reveal this again by selecting the mask. And for this one, just make it about 15. Let's just stay with 15 days. And let's try to compare it with ours here. So we just make it right, and maybe the spacing will have a little bit more on the top, but I think that's it. So that's it. You've just make a simple timer, yet elegant to look. And what we can do here is, as I did here, so it's a challenge for you to turn that into a something that looks like this based on what we have here. So based on this shape, because if we're going to add a background, for example, to this one right here, it will look not good. So what I'm challenging you is to turn everything to something that looks like this by just adding some mask on the shape. So I'll just make a quick look at of my layers. So here is the mask here, also right here. So it's a challenge for you to do that. And for the final touch of what we did, just create a iOS 7 coming this fall. Change this to about 8, and will do, and make it bold. Place it on the center. 1 2 3 4. Maybe black will do. So group this one, place it on the center. Countdown timer. So that's it, guys. It's just a quick tip and some useful masking and repeating these steps by moving the pivot point and by pressing Ctrl T and Ctrl Shift T on the keyboard. So I think that's it, guys. So Make sure to ask questions if you have some questions and some suggestions for future tutorial. So I'll catch you guys on the next one.